So for today's video, I wanted to give you guys an inside look at all of the different projects that we actually have here in Miami. And one of the biggest things I would say that we spend time on at Curated is actually basically getting the cars ready for their next caretaker, whether it be a concours, whether it be someone just driving the car and enjoying it. There's a lot of effort that is put into each and every car from our incredible team in the back. And I thought it'd be a very perfect time to give you guys an inside look. We're actually in a transition phase right now. We've got all of the parts and sort of everything being moved into a whole back storage area. So the shop is basically deconstructed today. So there's not too much going on right now, but I wanted to give you guys an inside look. So let's get started. So what we're seeing here is actually pretty common. This is a really nice old original Countach. This was a long-term owner out of Italy, an original European spec Downdraft. I believe this is the last white Downdraft ever made before the anniversary was produced, so 88.5 car. This car came in and it wasn't actually running. We had to change the fuel pumps. We got the fuel pumps changed. It basically put fuel back into the system, and unfortunately now the carbs are gonna have to be rebuilt. Now with this car, that's probably not the only thing. Luckily, cosmetically, it's very, very nice. It's got its old original Bianco Polo paint. The interior is beautiful, old original. The tires are very old. These are old 2001 P0 Asymmetrico. Now, as you guys know, I think Pirelli P7 makes a newer period correct style tire. So that will be installed on this car. We probably have to clean the whole chassis and go through everything. We're missing a marker light here, and we will be rebuilding the carbs, going through everything. These cars normally need, different things, suspension bushings. We do a big AC service that's about $10,000 or so, but this car will go through the works. But really nice old original car. Nothing too crazy here. This is a beautiful 6-speed manual Mercy we sold a few years ago. The owner has driven this and had a great time. He loves this car. I tried to buy it back last week. He said no. And right now we've popped the headlights out. Murcielago headlights get hazy over time. So there's actually a company that takes them apart, cleans them inside, and reseals them. So nothing too much going on here. And then this, and I think we've showed this before. We sold this car recently to a local collector, which is sort of rare. We don't sell too many cars to Miami. Beautiful, beautiful, well-preserved anniversary. It's funny, we had this car on a lift and a bunch of the techs were saying it's one of the nicest undercarriage of any 25th anniversary we've seen. I think it's 2,000 miles, fuel injected car, 1990 late production car, so very late production car. This car has been sitting for a long time. It runs and drives now, but we basically have to go from the front to back and go through everything, tires, fluid service, and just check everything overall. So this is a really nice project to work on because right now it's running, it's driving, and it's really just about maintaining it, which is much better than some of the other Countaches we've seen. Nothing too crazy here. Ferrari Daytona that we're servicing for a great client. We had to mess around with the brake calipers, rebuild the carbs, and go through everything. Probably an older restoration that needed some love, and we're gonna get this back on the road for Mario, who's definitely excited for this. Now this car here is something that's really, really special to me. We have been going through this car for almost a year for a very good friend, a great client. We have an entire video dedicated to this car and the history of this car. What's so cool is this car has, we found a matching set. This has brand new original turbo Vitelloni mirrors with the stickers. The interior on this car is just crazy, perfect, original. I think it's 3,000 original miles. It's like 6,000 kilometers. And this car tells an incredible story. Engine out, carburetor rebuild, going through all the details. The next car over here is a massive, massive project. This is an original LP400S low-body. I think we've talked about this before on the channel. And one of the things that we do now on all of our cars is we'd like to go through everything from day one, checking compression. But basically, when we go through a Countach and a Miura or anything like that, if we realize there's any internal engine work, we now just send them the engines to Italy. It makes much more sense when you have machinists and engine builders that work with these cars every day. Now, there's some great machine shops in the US, but they're not working on a Countach engine every day. And the guys at Salvioli Top Motors, they really, I mean, this is a family that's had experience. They've worked at the Lamborghini factory. Luca Salvioli was one of the original guys, imagine, in the 1990s that would install the Yoda kits for the Lamborghini factory on the famous Diablo SE30 Yodas. So he definitely noticed what he's doing. He knows in and out of these motors. This is a fresh rebuild of an original LP400S engine. This engine will be going into this car. We're very excited for that, but look at this engine. It's basically jewelry. It's been dyno tested in Italy, and it's ready to go to the next caretaker. And this is the famous, I think it's a 300-mile Diablo Geneva show car. We sold this to a very passionate young collector in Canada, and we are going through everything. We've rebuilt the brakes. We still have to change these hoses. We're going through everything. We've detailed the suspension. The fuel tanks are out of it. The fuel system's being gone through, and this car will be running like the day it was built. Very, very original, as you know, with 300 miles. So there's a lot of work going into those things when you're trying to also preserve the originality. But if you look at the suspension, it came out beautiful. A ton of parts and different things that need to go into the back. Next to us here is Ray, who's begun on another XJ220 engine out service. Engine basically drops from the bottom. The fuel bladder comes out basically right by the firewall, and Ray is now doing basically going from the front to the back, fresh clutch, fuel hoses. So luckily, Donlaw, our friends in the UK, still sell a complete service kit for these cars, so we can keep these cars on the road in the US. And then one of my favorites, we've talked about this car before, one of 6 Miura SV finished in Orancio, and we have the rockers and wheels off now. We're gonna start on a major detail of this car, but we're going back to original gold wheels and gold rockers. We're gonna do the wheels in a matte gold finish, which would have been how the cars left the factory. They didn't have any clear on the wheels because the wheels are magnesium, so they're very porous. And the rockers had some clear on them if you look at old original cars. So the rockers would be gold with some clear. And we're gonna try to just perfect all the little details of this already restored car. Fresh Pirelli tires will go on the wheels. Right now it has Avon tires, which actually ride nice, but Pirelli CN12 tires were what originally came on these cars. And there's a few other details that we're gonna do to this car, but this car is pretty much close to perfect. But we're super excited to get this finished for the next caretaker. And really, this is sort of the fun process. It takes a lot of work. There's so many moving pieces. We're working with so many incredible subcontractors and our incredible techs here, but it is a labor of love and a commitment to our clients. So if you guys want to see more of this content inside the shop, let us know. Add a comment in the comments section. Before I go, I have to tell you, I think we are Pirelli Vintage Tires' best client in the world. This is a stack of 205 Pirelli P7 tires. And if you're a Countach nerd, you know that the 205s go on the front of the early Countaches, so LP400S and the 5000S cars. Once the Downdraft came out, they started with a wider tire in the front, the 225, but we got these for the Tahiti Blue Countach, and I told our guys we have to have an extra set in stock. So we are a great client of all the Pirelli vintage tires from around the world. But anyways, we've got a ton more content coming. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.